Yo, what's going on, guys? Shake and Bake back, and today I've got a dope video. We are going to be opening up some My Team grading boxes, and I want to cover, should you be grading cards, what cards should be grading, and what are you looking at? Is it profits? Are you making empty? Are you losing empty? There's a lot you have to go over. I'm not going to give you the exact kind of like I don't know off the I can't type up a chart and tell you, oh, if you get a 10 for an amethyst, it's going to sell for X amount. I do know, though, that it is a lot of empty. And there's a lot of empty to be made, but it is risk-reward. It's not guaranteed empty. It's not like you just pop them all in, and it costs no empty to grade them, and bam, they just walk out with more empty. That's not how it works. You have to spend empty to potentially make empty. It's basically like gambling on packs. Ripping packs with empty, trying to make more. But it's a little lower cost of investment, at least for some of the players. It kind of depends. So we're going to open up these boxes, see what we get, and then I'm going to break down the numbers on just a couple of these boxes, and one that I already recorded the opening, and I already wrote down all the values for, and I'm going to write down the values for one of the new boxes that I wrote down already. But then we just have like another box. So let's just get into that, and then we'll kind of go over the values, and was this worth it, and what you should be grading in the future, and what you should stay away from. Because if you're just grading random cards, or grading the wrong cards, you're going to be losing a lot of MT because it is more expensive. It is based on the tier, I think, or the I think it's the tier. Because when I look at the quick sell values, different cards have different values, obviously. And even if you look at the player market, there's deals of the day. This Jason Kidd was more than, Danny Granger. All kinds of things. He was the most expensive Ruby, I think. So, you need to look at actually the tier of it. Because all gold players, again, are not the same price. If you go down and look at these gold players, these are 2,500. VC 3,000, 3,000 empty. These ones are 2,250. These ones are only 1,000. Some of the other ones. So it all depends on what tier it is, from my understanding, from what I'm pretty sure of. I think it's tier based. So I'm pretty sure like a Ruby is like 2,800. Again, it kind of coincides with their quick sell value. I'm pretty sure the general rule of thumb seems to be 10%. So if a gold card is going to quick sell for 400, it's about 100-ish to grade it. I think it's 140 or so for gold players. But again, obviously not all gold players sell for 400. The more expensive ones sell for more than that. They sell for 900, 1,000. So it's, again, kind of just a rule of thumb. The rubies don't all sell for 28,000 MT. But it's about 2,800 to grade a ruby. So, again, I think it's tier-based. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And, I mean, I can show you that and put in some different level, an 85 versus an 87, 88, I can show you guys that. But let's open up a couple boxes right here. And let's see if we get anything good. Now, I've been grading the lower level stuff because it is cheaper, obviously. Like the gold players that I've just been buying and doing exchanges with. I've been honestly just grading those because in the meantime, if we get some good grades, it's some profit. And again, we do have to wait, 20 minutes for a grade to actually happen. But if you're getting a bunch of 7s like I am right now in this box, holy moly. It's not going to be worth probably a ton of time grading these lower ones. You're really looking for the higher value stuff. Holy shoot, this entire box has been 7s, but one freaking player. So this box is definitely negative profit for sure. We're not making anything off this. Even if we got a flawless 10, 2 flawless 10s, I don't think we would make any profit. Not a good box for the first one. That was absolutely terrible. Let's see what this one's going to be. And for this one, I actually wrote down the sell values before. Again, because all these players in it, I'm pretty sure every single one of these cards is 400. Because some of the golds, if it was from your starter pack, they decrease the value of those, I'm pretty sure, quick sell-wise. If it's an unsellable card, it decreases the value. Nice to see 2 9s so far coming out. I need to see a flawless 10. I actually just pulled a flawless 10, and we'll go over that box at the end of this video, price by price by price. There we go, 975, that's pretty good. And kind of break it down, another 975. So we just got a terrible box before this, and now we're actually getting a pretty good box. 975s are the ones you want. You want the 10s, obviously. I mean, I don't even think... Ooh, there's a 10! I don't even think the 8s are worth much, but you do want another 10, man. That's nice. I got 2 10s this morning. I don't know if they increased the rate of them, but the first, week of the game, I didn't get a single 10, so that's pretty nice, man. Really quickly, I want to discuss cards you should not grade. Stay away from these cards, bro. And that is the cards that are marked in your collection as unsellable cards. that would be like this John Stockton. He's got the little MT logo crossed out. That means no go. Do not grade these cards. I've graded some of them, but you shouldn't grade any of them, to be honest. You cannot sell them, and even if you can sell them with duplicates, which is when, again, you would have that opportunity to do so, and for any unsellable card, you technically still can sell it when you get the same one, and that's what's happened with the Stockton. I've gotten him 3 times. First time I got him, he was sellable. Cool. So then when I got another Stockton, it was unsellable. I sold the sellable version for $28,000 versus what this one sells for, $700. But then I pulled him a 3rd time, and now I was left between a 700 and a 700. So do not grade these cards, because it's still going to cost you the same price that it would cost if it was unsellable. That's the problem. The grading system is kind of flawed, and you can actually lose a lot of MT if you're not paying attention and not being smart. But with that said, you can make a ton of MT if you're getting lucky or doing it correctly. So you have to pay attention. This is a critical video. I don't know what I just said. I think I'm an alien. But either way, just pay attention to what I'm saying. I know it's a little complicated, but just don't grade these cards. Stay away from them. Now, that doesn't mean you don't want to grade any card that's locked in, though. You can see I locked in the set for Tatum, and I actually do have this Rip Hamilton graded at a 925. Why is that? Because it's going to make me some MT if I do sell him down the line and get a duplicate. Now, I don't know how this is going to work with the prices, fluctuating and dropping over time. I don't know if that's going to affect quick sells. I don't know how that's going to work, to be honest. All I know is right now, I've got Richard Hamilton, and I did pay $2,800, I think, to grade him. That's the cost for the rubies, and I think he sells for over $30,000. So I did make some MT, whereas it would have sold for like $28,000. So even if you take out the $2,800 on top of that, I think it sells for like $32,000 or something. I don't know. I made some MT, not a ton, but it was worth doing just in case I get a duplicate in the future and I can sell it. Like I did with the Stockton situation here. So I wouldn't really recommend going all out and grading cards that are locked into sets unless you're envisioning, there's going to be some free reward packs. I know there are some packs to try and get those 2K Day players, so I've graded some of them just in case. They're in the exchange market, and I'm low-key trying to do this one and some other ones with just other duplicates that I've been getting, but I don't know if these are going to disappear soon. I don't know what's going on. But I would definitely, if you do have a rare card in your collection, like you got an Amethyst, and I don't know, they're going to give away another Amethyst of the same kind, grade that bad boy. Or if it's a holo, grade it. Any holo should be graded no matter what, and it should be graded 3 times until you get the best grade. If you get a good grade off rip, leave it like that. But if you get a 7, regrade it until you get something that's decent. So let's talk about the actual value of the cards that you are going to be grading, because again, now you guys kind of know what to stay away from. Stay away from any of these cards that you cannot sell, man. Again, Brook Lopez, I can't sell him. Not going to grade him. No point. The whole point of grading is to sell. Last year, it was different. You got, in-game MT bonuses. I don't even think they were real. They were tiny amounts. Like we're talking like single MT per game. Whereas with this, you can make thousands of MT per card if done right, if you get lucky. So, now, we just graded a bunch of cards. We did get a Flawless 10. But the problem is the Flawless 10 only sell for 1,100 MT. That's not a lot, man. And I've only gotten 2 of them, and I've graded a lot more than 2 cards, man. I mean, you can look through my collection. I've graded a ton. I think you can even search by graded. Yes, you can. So look at all the graded cards I have. And again, these all cost MT to grade. And I only have 2 10s. So that's a decent bit. And it's none of the good cards are 10s. I did get a 9 on this LeBron. And again, it added, I think, about, 1,500 MT to it? And I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head how much it cost to grade, but it definitely was a profit. So, some of these cards you can profit on, other ones you can't. It all depends, man. But the ones that we pulled, and looking at the box that we pulled that you guys saw. So, not that box that had all the 7. That box was probably a loss, because let's just do some quick math right here. Let's just say, for an example, that I graded all of these... let's just say I graded a bunch of gold players that are 69 overalls or whatever, and they initially sell for 400 MT. Let's say they all came back as a 7, dude. Of course, that's the one I click on. I can't even sell. So they'd be worth 425 MT. So 425, again, times 10, that'd be 4,250 MT. Once you minus the amount that you actually spent to get them graded, which is 1,100, you're looking at like 3,000, barely, like just over 3,000 in quick sell value. for something that was originally worth 4,000, and then again, you also spent that MT on top of it. So technically, you lost in potential earnings 2,000 MT because you spent 1,000 to earn it, and it actually, the value of your cards, which were 4,000, went down another 1,000. So you could lose 2,000 if you get a shitty box, man. You can lose value for sure. And again, it could be even more MT. You could lose even more MT if it's, you know, they're expensive cards, bro. So that's the risk versus reward. Like if you're paying, you know, 5,000 to what's it called? Grade a Amethyst. I think they're 5,000, and it only gives you a 7. You're gonna lose a lot of MT there. You're gonna lose like 5,000 MT, potentially more technically, because again, it was already worth that much. So you technically lost even more because you spent that much. So your investment didn't go up. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't grade cards. It is some good value. And from that second box from which you saw, I did make a profit. It's not a crazy profit, but it is enough to be doing and grading cards because it's passive income. I mean, I'm not doing anything. It takes 2 minutes to send a box to be graded. You just got to make sure you're picking the right cards. So, again, you have to wait for them to come out of the grading machine, but it is worth it over time because, again, it's passive income, which is always good in my team. I do all the little activities, challenges, all that stuff you should be doing with your collection because every little bit of MT counts, man. Let's go over the box. Again, the first player that one of the first cards in that was Korkmaz, and he originally was going for 400. He graded out, and now he's worth 480. I don't know where Korkmaz is. I think he's on the Sixers, isn't he? Korkmaz, whatever that. Furkan Korkmaz. God damn it. Holy smokes, that name is crazy. So he sells for 480 MT. Again, I'm not going to go through every single one of them. There was also a Livingston that sold for 425. A Andre, I think, Jackson from what is he from? This team right here. He sells for 440. There was also a AJ Green. That sells for 1,100 MT. That was one of our better pulls. That was the Flawless 10 right there, as you can see. And then we also did get a Kobe Brown that sold for 800 MT. So we did have a couple, and a Sam Merrill as well that sold for 800 MT. So we did have some good hits, some 975s and a 10. That was a good box. And we did end up making, if we were to quick sell everything, it'd be 5,945 MT. Now again, if we didn't grade these, they were worth 4,000 MC. And like I can't speak today, MT. So that's a potential profit right there alone of 1,900. But you have to factor in the cost that we paid to get them graded, which is 1,190. So technically, we made 755 MT of pure profit because you do have to take away your cost that you're actually spending, and then you also have to think about this, like what was the cost to acquire these players? Now all of these players were 1,000 MT, so technically it cost 10,000 MT to get the players. But again, I got them for just for collecting. I'm collecting, so it's not that's not a big deal to me. Again, I don't even plan on selling these. The only time I'm gonna sell these is if I get a duplicate from an exchange, and again, still gonna cost me 1,000 MT. So that still is a cost. Like don't think you're just buying cards to grade them to then make MT. That is not gonna happen, really. Especially with how expensive cards are now. Now that could change later down the line. Especially if you get hollow players from the market, which you can't right now, to my knowledge. So that is something you got to factor in. Don't just think you're going to go to the market, buy a card, grade it, and then, whoa, I'm rolling an MT. No. Not going to happen. Absolutely not. You can't buy this card for 3,000, then, cost another 100 to grade him, and then he's going to quick sell for, I don't know, like 1,500 or something. Like, these guys go for a little bit more, but they still don't go for that much. It still costs 140 to grade them. So that cost is a little bit lower, but the value is not going to be worth it, bro. You're not going to, unless it's a 10, and even maybe then, it still might not be worth it. So, like, what was the 10 that I got? The 10 that I got was, what's it called? AJ Green? And again, he went for 1,100. So technically, and he's worth 1,000 MT. I made 100 MT. But then if you take away what it costs to grade the card, I didn't make shit. I didn't make any. We didn't make any. So don't just think you're going to buy them and flip them. That is not the move. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it. Because you are going to, like if you're collecting cards or you're going to get some duplicates down the line, then you're going to be making more profit than you had if you were just leaving them ungraded. So it is a way to make MT, but again, you're not going to just straight up buy cards and flip them. That is not what's happening. But if you're going to get a card out of a pack, rather than just sitting on it or something, you should probably be getting it graded, depending on if you can sell it, if it's holographic, things like that. So hopefully this did, you know, kind of show you some profits. And then another box that I did grade earlier, just because that box was pretty good, but we did get another box where we got a 10 earlier, and I recorded that. The profits for that one was pretty similar. It was actually 10 MT more. In that box, we got a Book Knight, I think is maybe his name. He was a flawless 10 as well. I don't even know what team he's on, but I got him as well, graded 10. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and were able to make sense of this, man. Again, I'll have a more in-depth one coming out in the future. For now, I just want to get you guys some tips, show you what I'm making kind of profit-wise, and which cards I'm grading and why, and which ones you should be doing as well. And again, I've seen some crazy things. I tweeted out that picture of the hollow Amethyst Horford that was going for like 300k. I saw another one that was going for even more. It graded even better. So you can make a crazy amount of MT if you're doing this right. But I just want to give you some tips because this is an important thing. You can lose or make a lot of MT depending on if you're doing it right or wrong. So yeah, just want to give you some tips, and I will have some more. I'll have a more in-depth guide of everything, breaking down every cost by tier, every, you know, what the multiplier is. I just have to do more research, you know. I have to get more amethysts, get more rubies, start grading more of them, and I will be doing that over time, but it's going to take me at least a few weeks probably to kind of write that all down and record all that, and then kind of make sure I have the numbers right. I don't want to give you false information and be like, yeah, it's 3 times multiplier, when it's like 5 or 6 or 2 or whatever, you know. So we'll come up with a more in-depth video soon, but for now, those are the tips, what cards you should be grading, and kind of what you should be expecting early game 2K right now for my team. And yeah, I do like how it is, but it's a little tricky. You got to really navigate the waters. If you're just grading every card, kind of like past years, or grading no cards, it's gonna twist you sideways. So make sure you're not doing that, just grading everything. That's gonna lose you a lot of MT. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. Shake and bake, and I'm out. More videos coming, man. Peace.